Huntington jumps up across midfield, down to the 45.
Jay Granville takes the snap, passes to Dick Horn, touchdown.
Fourth quarter now, Norm Van Brocklin to Palmer, back to Fire. Sees his man. When he's to the end zone, knocked by Dick Wilson.
Crabtree takes the ball, quarterback option, pitches back to Shenley. He's around the left side to the goal line.
Barry looks down the middle. Renfro's got it.
Ball near the right hand. Here's Bounce, back to throw. He has time. Throws over the middle. Touchdown.
Fourth down, here we go. Back, give it to on the option, Garantari. Oh, he's going to score! Ewer, you're going to go back to throw the ball. Sets up, looks, throws toward the corner of the end zone, and is intercepted!
Play fake, Harrington goes hard right down the field for the home run.
Inside Duck Sports and ESPN Plus present Ducks Top 10, Oregon's greatest plays of all time. With your host, University of Oregon and NFL greats Chris Miller and Anthony Newman.
Welcome fans to Ducks Top 10, where we'll look at amazing plays by Oregon players over the years. 10 fantastic plays in 10 different categories. You know, in college and the pros, Anthony and I played on different sides of the ball. And Anthony, do you remember that one time in Atlanta when I beat you deep on that long bomb?
No, but I do recall picking off one of your floaters when I played with the Rams.
Me? A floater?
Oh, a floater.
Oh, come on.
We all know that one person's idea of the best play may differ from another. After all, if Chris were choosing the all-time best passes, 8 out of 10 would be his. Am I right, Chris?
You're definitely right.
What we've done is come up with 5 offensive categories and 5 defensive categories. And we'll see if Chris and I can agree on the best play of all time in each category. Now, if we can't agree, Chris will make the final decision for the offense, and I will pick it for the defense.
Now let's go to the Ducks Players Theater inside the Casanova Center and get started.
We are now located at the new Casanova Center inside one of the new plush theater rooms. What a place, huh, Chris?
Man, this place is unbelievable. I remember when we were back in college, we had to watch our game films in a room the size of a cracker box. It was tiny.
Can we go back to high school again?
I got 1 year left.
Fans are wondering how we're going to pick the best play. I believe it has to be with style, degree of difficulty, and if a play's been engraved in your mind over a long period of time.
And now to get this party started, we're naturally going to start with the all-time best kickoff returns.
One of the best kickoff returns was the longest in Duck history, 102 yards by Woodley Lewis in 1949. Next to make the cut was Steve Brown, who still holds the school record for most career kickoff return yards. It's easy to see why in 1988 Chris Oldham led the nation with 29.4 yards per kickoff return.
And here's Carrasco with a kick, and it will go high and fairly deep. It'll be at the 10, 12-yard line for McClellan. 15, 20, big hole, cuts inside, now outside. He may go all the way. He's at the 40, he's at the 30, he'll go to the 20, and now the 10, 5, touchdown, no penalty flag, 89 yards for Michael McClellan.
Trying to keep pace and go 6-1 in the Pac-10.
Pat Johnson began the 1995 Washington game with a bang. McCullough will get the first chance at the 8, 10 behind the wedge, 20 through a little hole, through his feet, gets to the secondary. He's at the 35, behind a block at the 40, 45 to 50. He's at the 40, he's at the holy cow! He's at the 10, touchdown Oregon! Oh! With this run, Jason Cooper tied Chris Oldham for second place for the longest return.
It will be Ontario at the 5 to the 10 and the 20 gets through. Look out. 30. He's off to the races. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's going to go all the way. The 10, the 5. Touchdown, Ontario Smith. 96 yards.
Man, those are some great kickoff returns, huh, Q? I think my favorite, Pat Johnson had two great returns. Saladin McCullough to start off the season, the kickoff return against Arizona. But I love the style points. I love Pat Johnson getting bounced around like he's in a popcorn machine, pops out, takes it to the house against Washington. I think that's my favorite choice.
Well, I have to agree. I mean, I like how Pat Johnson comes into a crowd, disappears, and comes back out and runs down the sideline in front of the Oregon fans to score a touchdown.
That was easiest. I agree. It's unanimous. Now let's check out the play.
Chris, our next category is Greatest Hits. We have my fellow teammate Doug Judge, who is now the star of Stargate Television, to bring us the intro to Greatest Hits of all time.
This is DJ, bringing you Oregon's greatest hits of all times.
On the kickoff, it goes to Gary Klingenfest of Penn State on the 2-yard line. Watch the smash coming up by Oliver McKinney. Boom! The ball comes loose. The Ducks recover another fumble.
Ken Klein hit Stanford's Dave Lewis so hard, it broke his ribs. Fred Manuel and Steve Donnelly both gave Oregon State headaches in this 1972 victory. Jeff Williams and Alex Molden delivered knockout punches to the midsection. The next two hits show why returning kickoffs is not for the faint of heart.
Away. This has been very successful. They've done this style of punt like 5 times this year. Howery has a great lane on the right side, and Keenan finally cut down near the 32, and somebody's helmet came rolling off.
Here's one of Anthony's hits, which almost made the top 10.
Man, those were some awesome hits on Q. How can you not pick Letcher knocking a guy? But Wesley Mallard is my hands-down choice. He ripped the guy's helmet off, ear pads. I think the guy's head was even in there, Q. That's my pick.
We both agree. The winner is a natural duck, Wesley Mallard. Let's see that tape again.
That only happened to Keyshawn Johnson. Oh my man! Oh, Wes Mallard, number 18, laid. Oh my goodness! Oh, Michael Jolivet got it in the jaw.
Excuse me, we're asking people, what is the Wild Duck?
It's just a great place to dance. Live music, the bands are going, it's fun.
Oh, it's a great place to eat. We just took the family there.
Very good food.
I like to go there and watch the Duck games with the guys.
Wild Duck. Oh, they make their own beer there. That is the best beer.
There are many species of aquatic birds from the family Onatidae, characterized.
The Wild Duck on West 6th in Eugene.
And now it's time for some more offense, the greatest runs. And Q, there have been some awesome ones to choose from over the years.
Yeah, Chris, there's so many runs that we need to show you, but we're going to show you some that didn't even make the final 10, and then we'll show you the top 10 runs from scrimmage.
Now, sit back and enjoy these various styles of runs as our producer identifies the players.
In 1938 versus Idaho, Bob Smith ran for 92 yards at Old Hayward Field. It's still the longest run from scrimmage in Oregon history. In 1948, Norm Van Brockman pitched the ball to Johnny McKay, who ran for 34 yards through the Santa Barbara team in a 55-7 romp. From the Duck 49 in 1955, Jack Morris cut back versus Arizona and ran 51 yards for a touchdown in Tucson. In a 24-3 victory over Oregon State in 1979, the elusive Reggie Ogborn ran 54 yards for 6 against the Beavers. Saladin McCullough took this handoff from Akili Smith in 1997 versus UCLA, and 73 yards later was in the end zone. Sometimes running backs take the most indirect route to the goal line. From the Duck 48 in 1948, Earl Stell pitched to Ron Easter, and Easter wove his way through the Santa Barbara team, but still came up short. Next, head coach Mike Bellotti describes another run by Saladin McCullough.
Here stops, makes a move, 4 or 5 guys there, 4 or 5 guys there. Somehow he gets away. Unbelievable run. Again, down the field here, about 45 yards later, that we're facing disaster.
In 1998, in Pullman, Reuben Drones ran a lot more than the 50 yards that he gained on this great run against the Cougars.
From the Husky 36-yard line, Tom Roblin run into the right, cuts off tackle, trying to break tackles, and does at the 30, gets outside of the 25 to the 20, has a chance to go all the way, a diving attempt misses, touchdown Roblin!
Barney Holland in at quarterback. Holland gives the ball to Ted Anderson, and behind the fine blocking of Farrell Albright, Dean Van Leuven, and Don Hedgepeth, Anderson goes the distance, 60 yards to score.
A year later, in 1954, Dick James showed off his great moves against San Jose State, and at the end of the play right there, received a great block. Mel Renfro took this handoff from Bob Berry in 1963 versus Stanford, cut outside, and gained 54 yards, almost making it to pay dirt.
Grave, a lone back, and he'll pitch it back to him running left. Lavelle gets a block quickly through it, into the secondary, needs to cut the corner, he may score! Nobody's going to get him! Lavelle is going all the way, 20, 15, 10, Lavelle strides into the end zone, touchdown!
Oh, the tailback, and he'll get the ball up the middle, closes up, gets to the outside, now to the inside, still on his feet, 10 in the secondary, 50, can he pull away? 40, he's got the speed, he's at the 20, goes at the 10, Maurice Morris, touchdown Oregon! And Stewart on 2nd and 3, with a lot more than 3, with a lot more than 3.
Here's a nifty 50-yard run by Bob Sanders versus Colorado in 1949. Here, Dave Gross pitched the ball to Willie West, and West outran the USC Trojans in 1958 for a 67-yard touchdown in a 25-0 victory over USC at Portland's Multnomah Stadium. In 1961 at Hayward Field, Mel Renfro took this pitch against Idaho in his first varsity game and went untouched 81 yards for a touchdown.
In the Oregon line. Pitch to Rick Kane going outside. Broke through. Touchdown! Great run by Rick Kane. They go! He's going to go all the way! Rick at the 30. He's in the 20. Nobody's going to get him! Touchdown!
In the first game of the 2000 season, Maurice Morris outran Nevada and scored his first touchdown as a Duck on this 67-yarder. Late in the game in 1951 at Idaho, Dean Van Leuven takes it up the middle for 60 yards and a great comeback victory in Len Casanova's first season as head coach. In 1967, Rocky Pamplin makes a good move and runs through Stanford for a 53-yard touchdown. In 1972, Don Reynolds broke a couple of tackles and went 60 yards for a touchdown in a 30-3 victory that ended an 8-year drought against the Beavers. Bill Musgrave handed off to Sean Burwell in 1990, and Burwell went untouched up the middle. Keely Smith saw nothing but 64 yards of green turf in this great victory over USC in 1998. In 1998, Reuben Drones ran 66 yards through the Stanford defense in this 63-28 victory over the Cardinal. In 1985, Kevin Wilhite flew over that Cougar. In 1986, Lattenberry steamrolled two Beavers en route to a 21-yard touchdown. Ricky Whittle's touchdown against Cal looked very much like one that would happen 6 years later. In 1998, Reuben Drones was the bowling ball and the Cougars were the pins.
This is Morris again. He's got a hammer.
Touchdown! The greatest runs start with Morris and ends with Morris. Jack Morris ran for 63 yards in the Coliseum during Oregon's run to the Roses. In Houston, where he was born, Mel Renfro struts his stuff in what he said was his best performance.
As darkness falls in the final quarter, Bobby Moore, contained by Army all day, finally breaks loose and runs 59 yards to a touchdown.
Tony breaks free for an 80-yard TD. All the judges gave Derek a 10 for style points.
To Filia, runner right, a lot of room, inside of the 40, he's got one man to break, 30, inside of the 20, a block, gets it, goes inside of the 5, touchdown, Dino Filia, what a run by Dino.
The elusive Solly shows all his moves with this Beaver Buster. Reuben shifted gears and accelerated on this 75-yard touchdown.
That's a tough call, Chris. I mean, there's so many runs we can choose from. I tell you, I'm leaning towards Mel Renfro. He's from my hometown, Jefferson High School. You make the call.
You got to go with a homie. He looked a little Gale Sayers-esque there, stopping on a dime, making guys miss. He looked awesome. Bobby Moore running through the whole Army team. You know, you got Reuben Drones. We've had some great running backs here. Saladin McCullough, Tony Cherry that I played with. Maurice Morris's run, I think, sticks out in my mind just because of the impact it's had on the program, #2 in the country in the Fiesta Bowl. That's got to be my top choice. I also got to throw some love in, though, for Bobby Moore and Mel Renfro to go back to some of the older times as well. Those guys were incredible players. But I think I got to choose Maurice Morris just because it was a phenomenal run. We're #2 in the country.
next category is defensive sacks. You'll love this, Chris.
Oh, man, that's one of my least favorite things to talk about.
There are so many sacks we can choose from, but I think we're going to give our D-line some love.
Let's roll the tape and get this over with.
Emory was overpowering against UCLA.
On clock rides, sidelines, flank back. Scrambles, takes the ball, fades back. He's being charged, knocked down.
Steve Johnson blindsided the Cougar QB. The turf never felt harder than when Walter delivered this blow. Look closely as Dan Ralph knocks 73 on his can and plays dominoes with the Houston backfield.
Back to throw, Detmer rolling left into the end zone, going to throw. He is sacked in the end zone. He is sacked in the end zone. It's a 2-point safety.
Troy Bailey smothered this Ute.
He flushes him initially, misses the sack, and then Desmond Bird keeps coming. You watch Bryant come back around the backside, just pure hustle, and gets him on the second chance. Knocks the ball out.
Jonathan never saw Saul coming. Jason Nicoloa was not a pretty sight for Husky Tuiasosopo.
Man, that's tough film for me to watch, Q. I just cringe with every one of those hits. But I think my favorite sack that stood out was Marcus Woods against Ty Detmer, Heisman Trophy candidate. I think we intercepted him 5 times for a safety, so that's my choice.
You're right, but I like the hits against the Beavers and the Huskies. But also, I agree, Marcus Woods on a Heisman Trophy winner. Let's go with Marcus Woods.
Back to throw, Detmer rolling left into the end zone, going to throw. He is sacked in the end zone. He is sacked in the end zone. It's a 2-point safety. 2-point safety. I think it was Marcus Woods who got him.
Look, Dad. Hey, D, what's that you're drinking?
It's a muscle builder from SEMO Smoothies.
Ah, cool.
C-Mill Smoothies and Sports Nutrition is here for you, no matter what your goals are. Weight loss, athletic performance, or just a healthier lifestyle. We are your Body for Life headquarters, so start the year off right. Work with our staff on a new, healthier you. C-Mill Smoothies and Sports Nutrition at the corner of 6th and Olive next to the Wild Duck.
Now here's a category that's right up my alley, the greatest passes.
I don't enjoy seeing my fellow DBs getting burnt, but at least I'm not in the picture.
And let's roll the tape and watch those tight spirals fly through the air.
Here's a picture-perfect 50-yard strike from Van Brocklin to Dick Wilkins at Hayward Field during the Cotton Bowl season.
Murray really goes the distance on this one. Look at this bomb. A 45-yarder for a touchdown.
Against Illinois, Tom Blanchard hit Bob Newland on Oregon's longest pass-run play of 95 yards.
Newland makes another great catch as Fouts lets fly with a 50-yard aerial in a big win versus the Trojans. It was a win-win play as Harvey unloaded from the 33 a 67-yarder to Larry Battle. There was no room for error as Chris Miller and Danny O'Neill launched pinpoint sideline spirals. Jason uncorked this 60-yarder to Pat Johnson. Akili fired a dart with touchdown written all over it.
Chris is a tough choice. I like Akili Smith scrambling, throwing down the middle, but don't forget about your pass against Nebraska.
That wasn't too bad. That was about one of the only highlights of that day. I love seeing Norm Van Broecklyn, the Dutchman, stepping up, throwing deep, long, nice spirals. Bob Berry, Dan Fouts to Bob Newland, Danny O'Neill, Billy Musgrave. I mean, all the great quarterbacks we've had here over the years. But again, I got to go to the most recent times. Joey Harrington to Sammy Parker, Fiesta Bowl, 80-yard dime right down the middle of the field, perfect spiral, perfect strike. That's my choice for the top throw in Oregon history.
Play fake, Harrington goes hard right down the field for the home run. He's got Parker. He's in a foot race. They won't catch him. Touchdown Ducks, an 80-yarder.
It's my turn. The greatest interceptions. We had so many of these, we had to split them into A and B. Interceptions and INTs for touchdowns.
Watch the interception as it comes, as Dick James leaps high in the air to make a sensational catch, spoiling the chances of the Trojans scoring.
3 more diving interceptions are followed by 6 acrobatic picks.
From Grace coming across the middle. Grace had it in his hands, and Wheaton comes up from behind and just steals it from him.
I like some of that old footage of Dick James going up nice and high, helmet coming off, nice interception. Eric Castle doing a little juggling, bobbling act for an interception. I think those are my 2 favorite. Q, how about you?
Those are good ones. I like the flying through the air type interceptions. Chris Oldham flying through the air, Rashad Bowman flying through the air. But I'm going to have to go with my old buddy Chris on that one. Chris Oldham flying through the air, going up high, grabbing the ball, and taking it down.
I was real lucky in that the receiver slipped and picked off the ball at my shoe tops. I managed to hurdle over a guy, and then Jim Nicolason made a key block that knocked 2 men out of the way, and then it was just straight ahead. And the thing I remember the most about it, though, was how tired I was because it was at 7,000 feet where it happened, and I was gasping for breath.
Dave Piper's interception return of a Sonny Six-Killer pass sparked a 23-point second-half explosion by the Ducks. Steve Brown's second-half interception return was the knockout punch that put Washington away. Cliff Hicks' juggling act resulted in a 45-yard touchdown.
Columbus up under center. They got to get a first down. Back to throw the ball. Straight drop back, looking to right toward Pinckney. It is picked off, and this may be for a touchdown. He'll go to the 30, to the 20. All the way, Devon Hosey. Hosey who gets the reception for the touchdown. No penalty flag.
Powers up under his center. Back to throw the ball. Looks, throws it over the middle, and is intercepted. And this one may go for a score. Oh, baby, it's going to Steve Kemp. Nobody going to get him. Kemp to the 20. Kemp to the 10. Touchdown, Ducks.
Here's a big play. The ball's tipped up. Isaac is Johnny on the spot. Does a nice job here. Makes one nice cut back on the quarterback, and then it's off to the races. Does a great job, and just got to make sure that we secure that ball all the way.
Just first thing that came to mind was to go and help Ronnie Gibson. And there I was. It just hit me in the hands. And from after that, I just followed my blocking. And then I owed it all to the other 10 guys out there because they was in front of me, as you can see here.
with a snap and back to throw, and the throw is out, and it's intercepted. Steve Smith is going home. Steve Smith, touchdown.
Man, that's another category that I don't like seeing right there. But that interception return that Dave Piper had against the Huskies, where he's holding the ball out, taunting that guy, and then Steve Brown's return against the Huskies for a big win. Those are two of my favorites.
Well, those are good, but I like Kenny Wheaton. I think the key here is what you do after the catch. To take it back across field about 3 or 4 times and take it for 6, that's my pick. Let's roll that tape.
There's been so many great receivers here, and there's been so many great catches over the years. We had to break it down to 2 categories again. A, catches, and B, catches for touchdowns.
A rollout pass from Shaw to Mobley is good for an 18-yard as Dick Mobley makes a great catch.
Barry looking. He's trying on for Burleson. He caught it.
Here's the snap. Barry dropping back to the left side. Looks down the middle. Renfro. It's Renfro. Great one-hand catch. Renfro's got it. First down, Oregon.
Steve Cantola worked hard enough to earn a touchdown with this incredible catch. Greg was so good he could catch footballs in his sleep. A one-hander by Lou Barnes was followed by Joe Reitzig's tightrope act. Terry Obie laid it all on the line. Pat Johnson not only has eyes but arms behind his head. One big paw was all LaCorey needed to haul in A.J. Feely's toss.
Chris, that's a tough one. I mean, I like the one-handed catches from the great Lou Barnes, Mel Renfro, and Collins. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough one.
I love Sweet Lou, too. I love throwing to him. But I went more for the catches of the diving variety. Billy Musgrave to Terry Obie down the middle of the field. Great catch. But my favorite was Joe Reitzig from Billy Musgrave down the sideline. Body totally extended. Body's out of bounds, but foot's in bounds. I call it good. Joe Reitzig's my win.
With seconds left in the first half, Barney Holland drops back to pass, completes the pass to Shaw into the end zone for an Oregon touchdown.
The next 7 receivers not only made the catch, but amazingly kept at least 1 foot in bounds. Full extension grabs by Kristen McLemore and Blake Spence. Damon was going to catch the ball and get into the end zone no matter what.
And Joey back to throw again. Little roll to the right, stops, sets, wants to go deep, wide open. Howery down to the end zone. What a grab for the touchdown! Incredible! Keenan Howery lays it out and brings it in.
Chris, there were some great catches, but I like my high school teammate Scott Holman. I mean, the one-handed grab for a touchdown, I'm picking that one.
Man, that was a great category. Those were fun to watch. I love Damon Griffin's catches, Blake Spence, Christian McLemore going up, climbing the ladder, a la Lynn Swan. But I agree with you. Scotty Holman, who was one of my teammates, what a great one-handed catch diving out of bounds. That's my choice, too. Q.
Category number 8, which was my number at Oregon, is the all-time punt returns.
It was tough enough for Woodley to get through Oregon State's Three Stooges, let alone avoid being tackled by his own teammate en route to Oregon's longest punt return. Steve Donnelly's 6 points were all the Ducks needed as they demolished Washington 58-zip. Rock Richmond and Lou Barnes wove their way through the Bears and the Bruins.
It'll be fourth down. And again, Brad Williams will punt from his own 33. Low snap, scoops it up, and gets the punt away. Boy, he got a nice one, too. Brian Brown from the 15. Try to cut it up the middle on the outside. Through the hole. 20, 25. He might go. He's at the 45. He's outside of the 40. 35. 30. He'll go to the 20. The 10. 5. Touchdown, Brian Brown.
Two standout track athletes, Ronnie Harris and Pat Johnson, showed off their track speed. There was no such thing as a fair catch with Michael Fletcher. Maybe the end zone. Here's the punt. Wobbly end over end, very returnable. Howery makes the grab, gets by one guy. Now they're going to throw the flag. No matter what happens, this one's coming back. Howery breaks free at the 40. Now the 50. He's free. He's going to score, and they're going to bring it back. He's going to score, and they're going to bring it back.
There's no foul on the play.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh, he got some heat. Got it away, though, and not very long.
Here comes Harry. He's gone. Told you, he's dynamite. Touchdown.
Hugh, I like some of that old black and white video. Woodley Lewis returning at 92 yards, his own teammates trying to tackle him. That's my choice.
That was nice. I like anything against the Beavers. Against Oregon State, Pat Johnson and Keenan Howery, I'm going to have to go with Pat Johnson on this one.
When you're thinking of residential or commercial building, contact Anthony Newman of Morrison Newman in Beaverton. Eugene.com is your premier portal for checking out the entertainment scene and finding out everything you need to know about the Eugene area.
On third down, Berry throws the tackle-eligible play to Lowell Dean. He struggles in for the score, carrying two Huskies with it. Huskies got the ball back, trying for the long gainer now. Downfield, it's Ron Martin stepping in front of the intended receiver, and the Ducks have it again. Washington still alive late in the game with 1 minute and 40 seconds to play. Sartoris back. Harry Cartalis breaks through and throws him. On fourth down, the ball goes over to Oregon, and the Ducks win the big one at Seattle, 7-0 over Washington. And it's a happy band of Webfoot carrying Len Casanova off the field.
44,000 at Autzen looked on as the high-powered Duck offense featuring Bobby Moore and Dan Fouts was held scoreless in the first half. Dave Piper's interception was part of a 23-point second-half explosion, yet at the end of the game, the Huskies were poised to win it with a field goal. Bill Drake saved the day with this block, and Dave Piper had some more words for a Husky. Even though Sean Burwell ran for over 120 yards and the defense, led by Jeff Cummins and Ernest Jones, played tough, the game came down to a fourth down play with under a minute to go. Safety Paul Rodriguez made the game-saving play. This one came down to the last play of the game in Champaign.
Illinois showing blitz. They come. The throw is down. Tate's open. He's got it. He got the speed. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He needs a block. He gets it. Oregon leads by 6, 13-7. Waits for the snap. He's got it. Back to throw the ball. Here comes the rush. Throws it to the end zone. Complete. Intercepted in the end zone. It is intercepted in the end zone. Alex Moore.
First came the drive led by Danny O'Neill, and then came the pick.
Here's O'Neill back to throw the ball. Comes some pressure. He's got time. Turns it up. Going to run. He's going to be close. O'Neill under center. Here comes a blitz. Handed up the middle. Dwayne Jones. 5-3-2. Touchdown. He's in for the score. Dwayne Jones scores. Oregon has gotten the lead.
It didn't look good as the Huskies quickly moved the ball and had first and goal at the Oregon 8.
Hewer, you're going to go back to throw the ball. Sets up, looks, throws toward the corner of the end zone. It is intercepted! Intercepted! The Ducks have the ball! Down to the 35, the 40. Kenny Wheaton's going to score! Kenny Wheaton is going to score! 20, the 10, touchdown! Kenny Wheaton on the interception! The most improbable finish to a football game!
In a seesaw game, the Ducks took the lead in the last minute as Tony Graziani found Christian McLemore. But the Bruins quickly marched down the field and had a chance to win it with fourth and goal from the 2. They gave the ball to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but the Ducks stopped him just inches short of the goal line. Lamont Woods made the initial hit, and Jaya Figueroa stopped his forward progress. The jubilant Cardiac Kids had won it on the last play of the game.
It looked like it would be more of the same against Cal as the Ducks raced to a 24-0 first-half lead. But Oregon would not find the end zone again, while Cal tallied 19 points and were at the Oregon 4 with 33 seconds left in the game. The Ducks intercepted 6 bare passes, but none was bigger than Brian Johnson's in the end zone to seal the win and cause a huge collective sigh of relief for the Duck team and their fans.
Trailing by 7 with just 2 minutes to play, it became known as the Miracle in the Desert.
Pass is down the middle, caught by Justin Field, the big tight end, rumbling along, 15, 10, 9 under center, fourth and goal from the 9. With a snap, back to throw, throws it, caught, Field, no, he didn't get it in, to the 1-yard line. Can you believe it?
Arizona State looked like they got their first down to seal the win, but then the miracle happened.
There's your first down. Fumble the football. Oregon's got it. Oregon's got the football. The white shirt was diving for it. And it's Oregon ball with 33 seconds to play.
Do you believe it?
Harrington to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown. Pitch it to Amundsen. To the corner. Touchdown. Extra point for the Tide. Snap, good. Placement, they're going to go for 2. They fake it. Throw it for 2 to Heap. Incomplete. Oregon has won the ball game. Oregon has won the ball game. They go for 2 and they don't get it. They go for 2 and they don't get it. Unbelievable.
The Oregon offensive line dominated the game, and Ontario Smith ran for 285 yards, a school record. But the Cougars came back and were knocking on the door to tie the game.
Throw it up for grabs, and it is incomplete. Wow. Three receivers right, two to the left. Fourth down, Gesser to throw the fade route again. It is incomplete. Oregon has won. Mike Bush wants a penalty flag. There is none. Ducks have beaten the Cougars 24-17 on a rainy night here in Pullman.
The Ducks looked like they had the game well in hand at 17-6 after Maurice Morris's touchdown with 4:36 left to play, but the Beavers came back, making it 17-14. And after Harrington's fumble, the probability of a tie and even a loss did not look out of the question.
Third and 17. To the side. Intercepted! Bowman, Rashad Bowman, out of bounds. Oregon's game.
Those are some great game savers, Anthony. I love Oregon's defense getting them the ball back in that 56-55 win over Arizona State. But how can you go against anyone else other than Kenny Wheaton's great interception return against the Huskies?
This category means a lot to me. I mean, this is when the defense shuts out the offense. But I agree. I think Kenny takes the prize on this one.
Well, before the play, I mean, I was very tired. It was a long drive, and I was gasping for air, and they came out, and something told me, Kenny, they're going to throw it out, jumped it out.
Ewer, you're going to go back to throw the ball. Sets up, looks, throws toward the corner of the end zone. It is intercepted! Intercepted! The Ducks have the ball! Down to the 35, the 40. Kenny Wheaton's going to score! Kenny Wheaton is going to score! 20, the 10, touchdown! Kenny Wheaton on the interception! The most improbable finish to a football game!
Our final category is game winners.
I've been involved in a few of those fantastic finishes. Let's take a look.
Here's Nowatzki's kick. Ball is down, it's up, and it's good. Indiana takes a 1-point lead. Ball is on the Oregon 37-yard line. Here's the snap. Berry dropping back to the left side. Looks down the middle. Renfro, it's Renfro. Great one-hand catch. Renfro's got it. First down, Oregon. 18 seconds to go. Ducks at the Indiana 30. Berry rolling right. Looking down, looking into the end zone. H.D. Murphy's in the end zone. He's got it. The Ducks win.
UCLA took a 19-point lead with just 4:38 left in the game as Gary Campbell scored this touchdown. Campbell's been assistant at Oregon since 1983. The miracle began with two quick touchdowns to Bobby Moore.
And line up in that double wing. Back to throw off in the right flat. It's complete to Moore. So 20, 15, 13-yard line. Oh, and he gets away and gets into the end zone. Tackled by Scribner, but he kept going. Broke away. Touchdown, 30 yards. And they're always dangerous. Blanchard back to throw. Wants to drop it off to Moore. Looks for Moore longer. Has him open. He's down to the 5. He's down to the goal line. 4 remain now. And 5 points separate the teams in an onside kick. It's traveling across the 50. I think Oregon got it on the 49. And the Bruins, who had one in the back, very explosive. Within the last 5 minutes, we have seen 3 touchdowns. Some kind of crazy ball game. 3rd and 5 play. Blanchard back has time. He's throwing very long. Here is the play. Intercepted, but incomplete by UCLA. It's a catch on the 11-yard line. He rules the catch for Oregon on the 11. There's 36 seconds to go. Here come the Ducks. 2 wide receivers left. Ball near the right hash. Here's Stouts back to throw. He has time. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Oregon. It's caught by number 87, Greg Stack. And with 30 seconds, Oregon has pulled one out here. They lead now 41-40.
Freshman Derek Lavelle scored with 44 seconds left to play to make the score 30-29 Colorado. Oregon went for the two-point conversion to win it, but Miller's pass did not connect with Tim Parker. Oregon's only hope was a tall order.
Kirk Dennis gets his kick away. It bounces high in the air. Tim Cooper has recovered for Oregon. The Ducks with new life. Miller out of the shotgun. Backpedals, looking left and right. Steps up, fires for J.J. Burton. He's open. Caught at the 27, loses the ball, but the official says he held on. All eyes on Matt McLeod. Gary Robertson the snap. The hold by Miller. The kick by Matt from 35 is good. Oregon beats Colorado 32-30.
4 minutes remaining in the game now. Oregon on 3rd down and 8 has got to have a first down. Musgrave swings it out. It is caught by Obi at the 20. Obi inside the 10. That is a 15 to the 14-yard line, and that's a giant reception. Musgrave sets up and waits for the snap, and now on the option right. turns it up and gets inside of the 10 to the 6-yard line. It is not a first down, but it is close.
After dominating the game, the Ducks still trailed 14-10. It was 4th down, do or die, and Bob Toledo and Rich Brooks called 49 special.
Back, give it to on the option, go around. Terry, Obi's going to score! Obi scores a touchdown! Obi scores a touchdown! And the Ducks have taken a lead with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the ball game.
The Ducks trailed by 11 with just 9.5 minutes left to play against UCLA. Then a screen to Sean Burwell, followed by a Shedrick touchdown, and Nalo Kalamani's two-point conversion had the Ducks down by 3 with 6:10 to go. The defense held and gave the offense one more chance. Again, Musgrave hit Burwell on a screen, and that set up Bill Musgrave's last pass in Eugene.
Bill sends Shedrick in motion to the right. Musgrave waits for the snap, got it back to throw. Sets up, pump fake, going toward the corner of the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Oregon! Touchdown, Ducks! Touchdown, Vince Ferry! Touchdown, Oregon! Touchdown, Ferry! Ferry scores a touchdown with a catch at the 2 and takes it into the end zone. And Oregon has taken a lead with 2:01 remaining in this football game.
We ran a wide screen earlier, and I'm supposed to go down and block the corner. And this time I faked blocking the corner. I just wheel it out up the sideline. And Bill just threw a perfect pass there, and it just all open.
The Ducks and their fans celebrated the first undefeated season at Autzen and a trip to the Freedom Bowl. The Rose Bowl was on the line, and the Ducks trailed 14-10 with just 4:40 left to play.
The Ducks may get it another time, but this really is the opportunity they have to take advantage of. If they do not get a score here, I say they may not get it back.
Needing to go 71 yards, Danny O'Neill led another great fourth quarter comeback, first hitting Kristen McLemore for a 31-yard gain. And then on 3rd and 6, he looked to McLemore again for 21 more yards, setting up first down at the Beaver 14.
And O'Neill's going to go back to throw the ball. Comes a blitz, throw it over, caught, Filia on the inside, get inside of the 10, he's going to score! He scores! He scores a touchdown! Dino Filia has put Oregon on top with 3:37 remaining in this football game. Oregon has gone on top, 16-13.
Then the defense held, and the Ducks were smelling roses. Led by Keely Smith, the Ducks built up a big halftime lead. But the Huskies came storming back, led by freshmen Tuiasosopo and Hooker. They overcame the Ducks and led 28-24. But there was no quit in the Ducks. First, Keely Smith hit Blake Spence. Great catch by Spence. Keely came through with a big third down completion to his junior college teammate Donald Haynes. Then came a huge play on 3rd and 20.
Before that previous play, I had told Pat that you need to step it up. You're a senior. This is your last game against Washington, and different things like that, trying to get him really motivated. And I told him, keep your head up. I'm going to come to you again.
Back to throw. There it is. No, they're going deep. They want to go to Patrick. He's there. Touchdown, Oregon. He made the catch. Patrick Johnson, unbelievable.
He paid me bump and run, but trying to take away the inside, trying to take away the slant, but we had a streak zone, so I just tried to outrun him to the end zone, and I didn't focus on anything but the ball. I had a drop earlier, and I was determined not to have another drop.
Going deep, they want to go to Patrick. He's there. Touchdown, Oregon. He made the catch. Patrick Johnson, unbelievable. Tuiasosopo waits for it, almost falls down, and he is going to be hit and dropped. Oregon's going to win this game.
For the second straight week, Joey Harrington came in to lead Oregon to victory as the Ducks scored 17 points in a seesaw second half where the lead changed 5 times. Arizona State scored what looked to be the game winner with only 1:04 left in the game. Harrington hooked up with Tony Hartley on 2 clutch passes and then found Marshawn Tucker in the corner of the end zone with a 29-yard strike with only 9 seconds left. It set off a thunderous celebration as the Ducks again snatched a victory from the jaws of defeat. With less than a minute left, Joey Harrington ran for a touchdown and an option to tie the game at halftime. The Gophers led again, 13-7, but Oregon drove to the 1-yard line and gambled on 4th down to overtake Minnesota 14-13. The seesaw battle continued in the fourth quarter. Behind 20-17 with only 3 minutes left in the game, the Ducks were faced with a 4th and 11 from the Gopher 44. It was do or die, and Harrington found Tony Hartley, who made a clutch catch to keep the drive alive. Then, with just 1:39 left in the game, Harrington threw a strike to freshman Keenan Howery in the corner of the end zone to bury the Gophers. Dietrich Moore forced a fumble to seal the dramatic win.
Wait for the snap. Good. Placement good. The kick is blocked. It is blocked.
With just 1:30 left in the game, all USC needed was 1 first down. But the defense held, and the Ducks got some help from Carson Palmer. Then Joey Comeback went to work.
And Harrington up under center on 2nd down and 10. Back to throw. Little roll right. Stops. Looks back wide open. Howery got it. First down and down at the 27-yard line. Howery and Willis come to the left, Parker to the right. One back is Josh Line. Harrington with the ball back to throw. Steps up, throws as he's hit. It is caught out of bounds. First down at the 15-yard line. Jason Willis.
That set up a 32-yard field goal attempt by true freshman Jared Siegel to win it.
Siegel waits. Good snap, good place. Kick is up, and it's good! Football game. I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
Chris, there were some good ones, but I'm going to have to go with Terry Obi on the end around. I mean, I was on the sidelines with my fingers crossed, hoping they would score.
That was an awesome play. Marshawn Tucker's catch against Arizona State from Joey Harrington, 9 seconds left, was huge. Pat Johnson's diving catch in the corner to beat the Huskies up there. But I agree with you. Bobby Toledo's call, 49 special to Terry Obi to beat the Huskies. I agree. That's my choice, too.
That was huge.
Coach Brooks and offensive coordinator Bob Toledo put their heads together with the offense.
4th and 1. And Coach Brooks said, what are you going to call? And I said, well, we're going to call 49 special. What do you think? He said, it's your play.
4th down. Here we go. Back, give it to on the option, go around. Terry Obi's going to score! Obi scores a touchdown!
I was in the huddle and I heard Coach Toledo call the play, and I knew exactly what it was to me. You know, in my mind I was thinking, Terry, don't fall. Everything was negative until the ball snapped, and all the nervousness was gone. I caught, got the handoff from Bill, and off I went. And it was a great fake by the quarterback and the running backs, and Washington didn't know who had the ball, and I just ran in free in the end zone. And when I saw myself across the goal line, I just jumped out and I was definitely proud.
Chris, it's been fun reliving those great moments with you.
I've had a great time watching all that old footage. For Inside Duck Sports and ESPN Plus, it's time to say, Go Ducks!